If you clicked on this video, you're probably looking at doing the SIGATOKA River Safari excursion while on vacation or holiday in Fiji. And as great as the brochure is, instead of flipping through the pages of the brochure trying to figure out what it's like, how about you come along with me and I'll show you exactly what a great experience this is. So I want to start this off and say that I am not sponsored or influenced in any way to make this video. This is purely my opinion as somebody who recently traveled to Fiji and went on the SIGATOKA River Safari and went on the excursion. And I will tell you guys that it was my #1 favorite thing that I did during my entire week that I was in Fiji. And, you know, as an American, there aren't very many Americans that I even ran into in Fiji. I don't really know anybody that's ever been to Fiji. So whenever we arrived to our resort, we talked to the travel concierge folks, and this was one of the things that they recommended. And I saw a couple short videos on it, and I decided to make my own. So that's what I want to share with you guys. And that is that, guys, I will tell you right now that if you're looking at booking this and you're looking at going on this excursion, I would 100% recommend it while you're in Fiji. It was a great experience, a great company, and overall a great experience. But I will kind of break down the experience a little bit in this video to kind of share with you guys what it's like. But I will say that each time that you go, it's probably going to be a little bit different because they do visit 18 different villages. So each experience each day is probably going to be a little bit different based on the people that you meet, the village that you go to. So I would highly recommend it, and your experience might not be 100% like mine. But it starts out in the morning, you know, a decently early wake up to get on a bus to drive to the town of SIGATOKA, where we met at like a little shop where they had some like souvenirs and stuff that you could buy. And that's where we met up at. And then we took the bus to where we got on the boats at, and you know, get your life jackets, your safety brief and all that. And then you jump on the boat.
If you see anyone in the river or on the river, give them a big wave. The reason being you're going up and down the same way. So if you don't wave going up, they could be waiting for you on the way down. Any questions?
Chocolate cake later.
No questions? All right. Yep. Last one there on the screen behind you. You will see that there's photos taken on the boat and also with your captain. So
my boat captain was Captain Jack, and he was a great guide on the river. And I'll tell you that as somebody that drives a boat, I was extremely impressed with his river navigation skills. It was so much fun. It's kind of like a roller coaster on the water on these jet boats. And periodically, as we would go throughout the ride up the river, they would stop and talk about some key features in the river, key things about culture. And so, you know, in this, I'll periodically stop and show you guys a little bit of that.
There's goats on top of the hill up there. I take the ladies with me to the pub up the river. Call us when you catch a goat.
So once we got to the disembarkation point where we get off the boats, you walk up a steep hillside, and then you're able to get on a bus. And this is kind of their staging point because they do go to the 18 different villages with the trip. So they kind of have to have a centralized point where you get off the boat and get on a bus or a truck to go to the village. And it was a very short ride from that point to the village. And when we pulled up at the village, it was really cool. We immediately got off the bus. The females put on their complimentary garment to cover their legs. And we immediately went into the village and sat down. We were able to sit down with the village, people from the village, and they did a kava ceremony, which was super cool. And we were able to have a meal that was actually cooked by them and sit down and have that meal while they all enjoyed watching us eat. And we were able to feel like we were kind of immersed in their culture a bit. And then we also had a point where you could actually provide gifts to the village. So that is one thing looking back that I wish I would have known going into this trip, is that, my wife is a teacher. I really wish that we would have brought some things from back home to bring for the kids of the village, like coloring books and that kind of stuff. For the kids to do. So if you're looking at doing this before you go to Fiji, that's something cool that you could do. But they also took offerings of like money and stuff like that if you want to bring it to the village. And we got to do some dancing and just like overall had a great time in the village and got to get that authentic village experience with the people. After we wrapped up the experience in the village, we were bussed back down to the boats, and then on the way back, they did a lot more fun stuff in the river boats, which I will show you guys here. coming back down the river, you do get an opportunity to buy some photos that the company that does the Sigatoka River Safari takes. And then they bus you back into the town and you go back to where that little gift shop place was that you started out at. And this is a great time to buy any of those souvenirs that you want to take back to your resort with you and basically kind of like close out the trip. But guys, I would tell you right now that if you're looking at taking this trip, I would not hesitate to book it and go on it. It was the most amazing experience that I had while in Fiji, and Fiji is a beautiful land full of an amazing culture and amazing people, and I would not leave Fiji without going on this trip. So if you have any questions or anything, comment down below and let me know, and I'll do my best to answer any of the comments down below. But thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, get outside, do something awesome, and take somebody with you if you get a chance, and I'll see you in the next one.